In this video, we're going to talk about the best credit cards for 2022. But first, before we jump into that, go hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep putting out videos just like this. And if you hang around to the very end, I'm going to tell you the very best card that I would recommend for 2022. All right, so let's jump right into it. So the best credit cards for 2022, there are a lot of them out there that we combed through to figure out which ones were better for you. So before I jump into the specific cards, I want to talk about why you'd even want to use a credit card instead of using cash or check or a debit card or something like that. And so basically I like to look at it like, would you rather have $10,000 at a 0% interest rate, or would you rather have it at 10% at a 2% interest rate? It's not a trick question. Everybody's going to want that 2%. And so the question is, why would you want to use cash when these credit cards are going to give you some cash back or give you some other incentive? And so same type of thing, going to the store, somebody asks you, would you rather use credit card or cash? And basically, if you use cash, you're thinking, well, no, I'd actually rather pay 2% more, because these grocery stores, these stores are already accounting for you to use the credit cards, because the credit card companies charge the stores about a 2% fee to use these credit cards. And so they're already increasing their prices to account for people using the credit cards. And so if you're not, you're actually using more. All right. Other thing I want to talk about is, if you're going to get into a credit card, it is very important that you will not carry over balance, and you will also never pay the interest to the bank. And so if you're going to use a credit card, you have to make sure you pay it off every single month, no matter what. Otherwise, then the credit card is not for you, and you're not going to be actually getting any benefit from it. All right. So same type of thing right here. You do not want to build up debt. There is some good debt, but specifically for credit cards, for this video, we're not talking about that. You do not want to miss payments, and then you do not want to allow this credit card to allow you to overspend. Some people, because they're actually physically moving cash from one hand and giving it away, they may not see it as a big deal, and so that'll lead them to overspend. So I just want to make sure you know that this is only to supplement what you would have already spent with cash, so that you can make some benefits off of that. And I want to make sure that you know that you won't do that. And so you say that you won't, but you need to make sure you have the discipline to move forward with that. And so here on A Penny Pincher's Guide, we always recommend that you go with credit cards that have no annual fee. They generally want to go with the ones that have cash back. And then we generally want to stay away from ones that have points and miles, unless you are very good and and you made the calculations that it's going to be better than some of the cashback ones along with it. And so I also want to talk about, there is smart debt, there is good debt out there, but if you're not utilizing the credit out there and the debt that you make to make you more money, then that is not good debt. If you can't do that, then we recommend saving and investing into smart mutual funds, and there's videos up above that we can talk about that as well. All right, so I want to break down these cards into 3 different types of cards. And so the first one is going to be the 2% cash cards. This is going to be a small breakdown of the top ones that I like. If you want to learn a little bit more about the best cash credit cards in 2022 only, then there is a link up above right here that you can see a breakdown of multiple different cash cards outside of these 3 categories that we're talking about. The other one's going to be category cards, ones that will be alternating or changing specifically on where you buy your stuff, and then store specific cards. These are cards that have to do with specific stores. All right, so we'll jump right into the cashback cards right here. These are great because this is a flat 2% cashback card. If you want to not have to think about anything and just get a card and use it when you go spend something, then these 2% cashback cards are the best ones for you. And the first one, the one that we recommend here at A Penny Pincher's Guide, is going to be Wells Fargo Active Cash Card. This one does have an introductory rate of 200 cash rewards bonus points when you spend $1,000 in purchases in the first 3 months. I do not like to really focus on those, because that does not actually matter, because the longevity of the card is what you're looking at. So this one specifically, you just get an unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases, and no annual fee. That's it. No nuts and bolts really to it. Unlimited 2%. The thing that puts this one above all the other 2% cash cards is that this one gives you a bonus that you get to spend. You get up to $600 towards protection in repairs or replacements with only $25 deductible. And this is only if you use your card to pay your cell phone bill. So that's great. Some of the other high-end cards that have annual fees have this. And so this one's free, and you just use it, and you get this free $600 insurance for your card, which I would highly recommend. All right, the next one is going to be the Citi Double Cash Card. You get 200 2% cash back on purchases, and then 1% when you buy, and 1% as you pay. And so this is a little bit weird because you don't get it all up front, but you still get that full 2% all up front. It's easy, you don't have to worry about it, and it works really well for you. All right, and then the last one we're going to talk about is a little bit different. It is a little bit of a tiered system. It is the Freedom Unlimited card. This has unlimited cash back, 1.5%, but you do get 5% cash back at gas stations on the first $6,000 spent in that first year. And so that's a pretty nice little part right there for the gas stations if you want to find one that you don't have to think about and just use it anywhere you go. All right, the next category is going to be category cards. And this one, the first one that I want to talk about is going to be Citi Custom Cash Card, and you will earn $200 cash back after spending $750 on purchases in the first 3 months, right? So that's a nice little perk, but it's not something that we want to really focus on. This particular card, it gives you a 5% cash back on your top eligible spend category, up to $500 spent each billing cycle. And so that's pretty nice. And so you would basically use this for one specific category like restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, or travel. And so you would only use this card for that one category and you'd get that 5% every single time. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it and you'd rather be using one of the other 2% cards that we talked about earlier. All right, and then the next one is going to be the Saver One Rewards Capital One card. This one's pretty great. You get an unlimited 3% cash back on dining, entertainment, popular streaming services, and grocery stores. And so this card would be the other card that you would use aside from the one that we talked about last time with the Citi Custom Card, Cash Card on one of the categories that you are not going to be using on the other one. So if you're going to use the 5% for the Citi Cash Card on gas, and then you would move this one over to restaurants and dining, and you get 3% every single time up to a determined amount. And the last one in this category is going to be the 5% cash back on 2 categories with the U.S. Bank Cash Visa Signature Card. This one's pretty great, but I do want to note that there are a little bit more smaller categories, like specifically what we're talking about is going to be fast food or TV and internet streaming services, cell phone providers, home utilities, department stores, and electric stores. And so they are specific to these little categories, so you would only use it for these particular areas. All right, and then the next ones are this one's kind of different because this one has a rotating category, so it's going to change on a quarterly basis. And so basically with the Discover It, there is a 5% cash back that you can earn every day purchases on different places each quarter, like Amazon, grocery stores, restaurants, gas stations, when you pay using PayPal, up to a quarterly maximum when you activate. So this is pretty cool, right? So you would only use this card for that particular quarterly category and get that 5% cash back. And so if you're somebody that can keep up with this stuff, then this is a great card for you. All right, and then the next one that we're going to talk about is going to be the store-specific cards. These are great if you shop at these particular stores. The first one is everybody has an Amazon account. Almost everybody has Amazon Prime now. So if you have this Amazon Prime account, then getting this rewards card and using it when you shop on Amazon is going to be great. So you get 5% cash back at Amazon.com and Whole Foods as long as you're an eligible Prime membership member. You do get 3% back at Amazon.com and Whole Foods Market for other types of purchases and 2% back at all the other ones. At that point, you're probably going to be using it using some of your other cards. But this is great if you're someone that is going to be buying stuff on Amazon on a regular basis. The next one, store specific, is going to be the Target Red Card. This one you save 5% at Target, either online or in store, which is great. And so if you buy your groceries, if you go and buy stuff at Target often, then this is a great option to use. Next one is going to be if you go to Costco and you are a Costco shopper, then we do recommend getting this card because you can get 4% back on gas for the first $7,000 per year that you spend, and then 1% thereafter. And you get some other perks that come along with it. So if you are a Costco member, then this is a highly recommended card. So if you were going to pick one card for each of these categories and utilize it, specifically how we talked about before, for the 2% cash cards, we would recommend the Wells Fargo Active Cash Card, strictly because it's very easy to get the 2% there, and then you also get that phone protection. As far as for the category cards, I would recommend the Citi Custom Cash Cards because you get that 5% specifically for the 2 categories that you like. And I think that one is great as long as you're utilizing it appropriately and there's no annual fee. And then for the store specific, if you are one of these people that go into these particular stores, then I would highly recommend going with one of these when you specifically shop at those stores. So how much money are you actually going to save by using these credit cards? Well, if you use it exactly how you would be using cash, then if you had $10,000 spent over the year, then you would multiply that by 2% on average, and that would be a $200 cash back. And so if you're only using the 2% cards, $200 back is pretty good. But if you're utilizing it appropriately, getting the 5% here, the 3% here, the 2% here, then you're going to average about a 3.4% cash back. And that is going to be about $340 if spent $10,000 over the year, which is a great cashback cards. So if you got some good information from this, we are trying to push our subscriber count up to 3,000. Then go and hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to learn a little bit more about specifically the cashback cards, then I'm going to put a link right here where my partner Bradford talks about the best ones that kind of go forward. Also hit that subscribe button right here. And as always, I want to remind you to pitch a little bit.